lesson about being dehydrated.
Yeah. I was going to drink a coffee, but I was like, I'm going to get a tea. Follow my instinct because my wife stays on me about my diet very much so. I do a terrible job of that, but I'm just checking the acoustics now to make sure it's good. And the good thing about this app is that it picks up everything. I've been like recording in alleys and studios, so it picks up everything, but I'm checking. What's up, guys? We're back at it for episode 7 on That's Matter. As always, I have an illustrious guest. Today I have Kayla Niemer. Yes, a good friend, good high school friend. Figured I would bring her on today's segment and we talk about being confident versus cockiness and conceitedness. I think I properly pronounced it. I know my wife is always checking my grammar, so I try to make sure I'm saying the right things. But say hello to everybody.
Hello everyone.
All those things. Is this recording? Is that recording? Oh, it is. Oh, I'm late. Okay, so yeah, say hello everybody.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Kayla Niemer, a pretty black poet, entrepreneur, student,
9-to-5 hustler. Yeah.
I don't really consider myself a model, but I've been hearing that word a lot lately, and I'm okay, cool.
It's there.
I guess I see myself as, like a content maker. I like putting out good content. Definitely like just kind of being a light and just spreading positivity, as much as I can on social media.
Yeah.
Living my purpose-filled life.
Yeah.
So yeah, just got into brand consulting and stuff with my business partner, and just trying to stay productive.
Man, y'all are, no lie, I'm not gonna drop any names. She wants to stay behind the camera.
Right.
But you guys are a powerful duo. I am excited to see what you guys drop in the next 5 to 10 years.
Appreciate that.
And just to say
we
that
take
I said
that.
it.
We take that.
I say it, but she's not listening. But it's always good to see people grow and the type of person I'm becoming. If you're succeeding and moving the way you're supposed to move, I'm a cheerleader. Right? There's no sense of being intimidated or offended.
Right.
So I'm always excited to see that because that's what I long to do in my heart. So when I see other people doing it, it's just encouragement for me to be like, man, get your, stuff like that. But
and you are doing it. Episode 7.
Episode 7.
Okay, one day you're gonna be on 70 and 700.
Oh yeah,
okay,
one by one.
It.
One by one, and like I said, I'm excited because this is my year to take that leap of faith and really move the way I've been longing to, because I feel like since high school I've wasted 6 or 7 years following the run of the mill, what other people wanted me to do, and the people that were in my circle were telling me, man, go to your purpose, do your purpose, and I didn't believe it, I doubted it, but now on this end, it's like, man, I'm doing this. So yeah, we have our camera lady. But let's jump right into today's segment. We want to talk about confidence, and I guess tell us what your definition of confidence is.
I think confidence is knowing who you are and being able to be your authentic self unapologetically.
You took the definition of the podcast, but if you think about it, that's what it is. And sometimes it can be challenging because in this day and time, there's so many other depictions of, okay, this is you. You have these interests, so you like this, so this is the type of person you are.
Right.
And it's really not. So unapologetically who you are is, I guess, the definition I would take for being confident.
Right.
And conceitedness, being cocky and conceited.
I feel like, and it's a fine line.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's, and honestly, as I get older, I feel like people who are conceited, it's not even so much that they mean to be that, but I feel like that's a sign of not just immaturity, but what's the word?
I can see where you're going. Misinformed.
Lack of wisdom, maybe. Because I feel like when you really look at someone who's conceited, or someone who's very into themselves, it usually stems from some type of insecurity. So it's really just a facade.
A facade, because there's a missing factor.
I can't say I really met someone that is just truly
me, my.
And that's just how they feel 24/7, 365 days of the year. I feel like, on social media, it's very easy, especially to be conceited. But when you see those people behind the scenes,
in real life,
a lot of times they're not.
And I feel like that's the era that in day and time that we live in. You can be whoever you want behind a camera lens, and you can shape and paint the picture that it's green and colorful,
Right.
And it's really not.
Right.
And so, I can see what you mean when you say that and how it makes sense. I mean, for me, somebody being conceited is somebody that's selfish.
Right.
Because, and we're all selfish at one point in time. But it's a constant, what is this doing for me? And not in the sense of, what is it doing for me to impact somebody else, but what is it doing for me to benefit me and only me, the planet of me? It's my ego. How's it stroking my ego? And I feel like,
and that's why they needed to stroke their ego.
Yeah. Because
it all stems from insecurity.
The insecurity. Yeah. Because being confident, you still operate in the mannerism of servitude and humility. But when it all boils down to it, to the foundation and the core of you, somebody can knock you for who you really are and what you believe. So I can see and get that. But my first question, I had it, but I forgot because this man is like shuffling chairs hard.
So you don't even know how loud.
Yeah, guys, we're in Starbucks, so that's why it's a little noisy. But my first question was this. Okay, so you said you're a poet, you're a model, you're a content maker, you're all these things, and you know this is your purpose. What was the process in realizing that these are the steps you're supposed to take? Give us your story.
The process started with healing.
Yeah.
I actually was in a long-term relationship where I felt like I got to the point where I felt like I was comfortable, but I was not living my purpose. Something was missing, and I knew that it was spiritual.
So you're saying you were content?
Right, I was content. Well, I said I was comfortable, but what I meant was I was content.
Okay.
But then I became uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I felt like God was really like trying to get my attention. Trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
He's like, I just kept hearing like more. You know.
It has to be more.
You know, can't just be like I'm going to work, you know, I'm going home, you know, I'm spending time with my family, my friends, my spouse, you know, I'm thinking, you know, we're about to get married soon.
This is
we're
the life.
happy.
Yeah.
But it literally was like one day I woke up and I was just it was almost as if I was living with everything at a very calm volume.
Yeah.
And it got turned up like really loud. Like I really started seeing things completely different from how I would see them before. Like my eyes were
big.
open.
That's
so,
big.
Of course, it was a process. Of course, being stubborn, like you were saying earlier, double dutching with God,
Yeah. Yeah, because
I kept hearing
it's fretful. It's scary to say.
It's scary.
All right, I hear you. I'm going to jump off this cliff. Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
So, after going through that whole situation, we ended up parting ways. Just because, it was literally like I literally changed my whole perspective on everything. Like I was still me, but I was different. I was changing. I was evolving. And so, once that ended, the healing process of going from, kind of in my mind, it's like, ooh, I lost my best friend. I lost
what you were used to.
What I was used to. And what I had made my confidence come from was gone.
Uprooted.
Right. So I literally had to learn how to love myself all over again. And really kind of tap into what made me Kayla. Like, who is Kayla?
Yeah.
Not who Kayla adapted to be for people, for a spouse. But, what do I like? What is something that I've always enjoyed that, maybe I didn't want other people to know because I thought it wasn't cool or it wasn't, it didn't fit the image.
Yeah, the status quo.
Right. So, poetry. It really started, I always liked writing.
Yeah.
Not even about poetry, but just writing.
Writing, period.
If you look at my Instagram, you look at my posts, you see these long essays.
You and your partner, y'all be having paragraphs.
These essay-long captions.
Y'all have paragraphs. And it's insightful. And I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But you said that what you instilled your confidence in was uprooted. And so it made you challenge and really examine who you are. And if you think about purpose, the first thing you have to do is examine you.
Right. And
what you thought was the reason you are or were the person you were really isn't.
Right.
And the same thing happened for me. And I can talk about it now because the more I talk about it, the more healing it comes.
Right.
But 2 years ago, a lot of people know, but they don't know. My mom passed.
Right.
And so that was the most challenging thing for me in my life because my confidence was in her. My instillment was in her because she was telling me which way to go. And so she was my influencer, she was my counselor, she was all these things. And so when she went on to glory, it made me sit and really examine. And like you, I was comfortable and everything was lavish.
Right.
And then it got amplified. And I was able to clearly see like the motives and instincts of the ones I thought had my back around me. And it made me step back and say, okay, why are you cutting hair? It's because of this person? Well, you thought it was because of this person, but this person has clearly told you this ain't what you're supposed to be doing. But God has purposed you here. And it made me really sit back and say, all right, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
So now how do I find enjoyment in this one thing?
Right.
And when I learned to love and find enjoyment in the things I like, that eventually taught me it started to become a systematic thing. It taught me, okay, well now you like this because of this, not because it'll influence somebody to like you more. It's because you like it, and you like that, and you're okay with that.
Right.
And if people don't like it, it doesn't
you.
steer how you move. So
Right.
I feel that 10 deep.
Yeah.
It starts to create other things that you're like, wow, I've been doing this the whole time and never noticed. But keep going, keep telling it. Poetry and your acting career.
So the acting thing is kind of brief.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's
But
important.
you did like a silent documentary, right? I think you posted on your Instagram, the parking lot documentary.
That was all
that was
this,
her video
this
project.
lady right here behind the camera. That was actually her vision.
Yeah.
And we had already started working together on some stuff. So, you know, of course, she called me up. I'm like, sure, I'm down for it. You know,
Yeah.
you need me to do it, I'm going to do it. Even if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to figure it out.
But
that was my first time doing anything like that.
no, you guys smashed that. I've seen it a couple times, and I'm like, dang, this girl, they shoot movies. I need to get in contact with them.
Right.
ASAP. But you can see, and I don't think, and it's hard when you're operating your purpose to see what other people see.
Right, exactly.
People tell me all the time, man, you're killing it, and I'm like, man, if you understood the war, the constant conversations that my ego, super ego, and id are having, that psychology talk, Sigmund Freud, it is a battlefield.
Right, exactly.
And, you know, I appreciate hearing it, but I don't see it. But let's keep going.
But yeah, like I said, I had a lot more time on my hands because it was just me. You know? And my energy, you know, was for me. I feel like, you know, God really isolated me from a lot of people that I was kind of having as crutches in my life. So he really put me in a space where it was like, you can't go anywhere else, but you have to come to me to get through this. And, you know, it's crazy looking back because it'll be a year, 2 years in November. And looking back, it's like everything that he put me through
was
to prepare me for now. And I'm still being prepared. I'm still in that process of preparation for greatness. And it's scary. Because I thought I was supposed to be this. I had made up in my mind.
We map out our lives.
But not even so much that. It was like I had taught myself how to be silent.
How to be silent? What do you mean?
I always felt like I was a very passionate person. I always liked to speak on things. Always liked to talk about things. And one day I just shut up because I made up in my mind that's not cute to be the woman with so many opinions and so much to say.
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
You know, I was like, no, you know, let me just be simple, Kayla, simple life. And God was saying, no, like, I want you to have greater. So I really had to understand that, you know, with learning how to love myself, with rebuilding my confidence, with just going through my life and approaching these opportunities that really, as soon as it was kind of crazy how things just kept kind of coming my way. I actually acted in a film with Anthony Ray Parker.
Who's that?
Anthony Ray Parker was he was on The Matrix. He
Probably
was
if I see a picture of him.
bald-headed black guy.
There was a lot
all
of
the
bald
muscles.
black guys. But I haven't seen the Matrix trilogy in whole. I was like, whatever. I don't watch that. But I heard it was good. But
yeah. But he, he's acted in other stuff, but that's just the main thing I remember. Also, another actor, I cannot think of his name for nothing right now, but and it really tested me because it was like being around people who were definitely more qualified than me, and just kind of playing my part. And just, once I finished, God knows when the movie's gonna come out, because learning the film industry, you start to learn that some of these productions that we see today were filmed years ago, or had started to be filmed years ago, and because they spend so much time perfecting and tweaking and adding this and adding that, you never really know, when it's gonna come out. But that was like kind of the first thing, that acting. Then I just started searching for something to do other than just go to work, go home. And I started going to this open mic night. And that was really the first time I saw people do poetry live, like in person, I guess. I always, you see certain specials and stuff like that on TV.
Yeah.
That poets exist. But you don't really see poets on a platform like you do other industries. So I had been writing poetry since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
But I never saw myself performing
it.
But after going to this open mic night a couple times, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sign myself up. And once I sign up, I got to do it.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't signed up. And they going to call my name.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to stand up.
That must have been nerve-wracking.
It was.
Very.
Anxiety was real.
Yeah.
And it was a process, because like I said, how I write.
I don't like being in front of people at all.
I didn't like being in front of people either. I like working behind the scenes. I still don't.
Yeah.
But I had to remind myself that it's not about me.
Yeah.
I had to remember that it wasn't about me.
It might help somebody else, and that's what plays into purpose, that servitude and this sheer humility. And you were saying that you had to step back and reassess. I never bring Bible in the conversation, but the Bible is true, so I gotta bring it up. If you think of Jesus' ministry, he went to the wilderness before he started his ministry.
Right.
He spent 40 days fasting and assessing what he was supposed to do. Moses spent X amount of years in the wilderness before he went back to save the children of Israel. All these people Paul spent 3 years before he started preaching.
Right.
So all these people, and even people now that we look to, they spent a certain amount of time just perfecting and searching, that trial and error, understanding, taking the leap of faith and what it entails, obtaining discipline, ridding themselves of bad habits, and finding other things, other talents and gifts that they have to tie into their whole purpose. And so I feel like the fact that you said that is important, because
that's really what it's about.
I'm in the same moment.
Yes.
Just sitting back and ridding myself of things that I did unnecessarily and thought I was supposed to be doing, and now finding that, I'm exceptional at this, and it comes with ease, and it's impacting and inspiring someone else. And if we're operating in the content business, our main goal should be to inspire somebody else and say, hey, I was there this is the route I took. These are the things I assess. Even though my path is different from yours, you
Right.
still obtain and learn the same critical lessons to
Right. And
get
we
where
never
we're going.
stop learning.
You
There's
ought not to
never-
stop learning.
There's never and I think that's the main thing that I've really tried to be transparent, because I want people to understand, just like I long to understand when I see people that just look like they're at that level.
They
of,
got it going.
Like that they've reached that
that's-
mark. That there really is no mark.
And
We
that's
never
the
stop learning.
downfall.
We
That's the
never stop
downfall.
growing.
You see that 10%. I heard somebody say that Instagram is what people make it. They create the image that they want you to see, but they don't tell you about the 90%. Like, I'm in the barber industry, and guys flaunt the best cut, but they don't talk about
That cut they
6 years
messed
in
up.
the shop, messing up people, messing up prices, not being consistent every day, your slow days, your marketing. Like, they don't talk about the downfalls. You
Right.
find select few that talk about it in bits and pieces, but you rarely find a lot of people that are very transparent and like, man, it's gonna be some slow weeks.
It's gonna be some trying days.
It's gonna be some times where you know, like, all right, I jumped out here, I'm ready to do it, but ain't nothing popping.
Right, exactly.
I'm in a drought,
And that's the thing.
all those things that entail with that.
I actually told one of my friends the other day, I said, man, how many of us would love to see Beyonce have a moment like she had, 15 years ago, when that video that they just kept playing over and over where she was like crying or something, you know.
I don't know, I
How many
haven't seen it.
It's super old. It had to be like at least 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But just to understand, because even her, you know, I think people see her at this level
We idolize
where
celebrities.
we don't, it's almost like we,
Forget.
well, I won't say we, but some people do not even see her as a human being.
Yeah, we idolize
So
them.
it's like, if Beyonce were to get on live today, people,
Instagram will shut down.
that too.
Yeah.
But even if she's just said 3 words, it's not easy. I know myself personally, I would pass out. I mean, I wouldn't even pass out, I would fall out.
Yeah.
Like, I would just get on my knees, like,
Because it's a lot.
because I think we put people on these pedestals.
We
And we
idolize them.
forget that everybody goes through, and I think it's so important, especially now when you see people like Kate Spade and the guy that was a well-known chef commit suicide.
Oh, yeah.
And it just goes to show you success, what we call success
Isn't
is
success.
not so much fulfilling
Yeah.
as it looks.
So what is success to you? To me, success is being in your purpose. Money is great and money is grand. Wealth is a good thing because it gives you access. I see money as access. It gives you
Right.
access to things. But success is being at peace. If you were to die today, you know in the bottom of your heart you did what you were supposed to do. And when you sit in front of our Lord and Savior and He says, what did you do with your life? You can say, I lived with the gift you've given me to the best of my abilities in every aspect. I utilized every talent you've given me. So I feel like that's success and not just the monetary thing in abundance.
Right.
What's your definition of success?
My definition of success, honestly, success for me looks like me being
Okay, we're back again. Hopefully this take will work. We're talking about confidence and cockiness, how they work hand in hand in being in your purpose. Really hope this doesn't delete, because we're going to have some problems if it do. But I don't think so. I'm going to speak that into existence and pray. But finish telling us your definition of success, and we'll get ready to wrap up the segment.
Okay. Success. So, like I was saying earlier, it's hard for me to define success because I don't usually use that word. But when I see success for me, it's me being able to live in peace and really have that moment when I'm 85.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just to be able to see the fruits of my labor, to be able to see my family, to be able to see, people who my life has impacted in some way, or, just those little moments that you can't always capture, but you keep them in a safe place, within your heart. That one time that someone let you know that something you did helped them.
Yeah.
Or something you said, or
an interaction.
Right.
Yeah.
It motivated them, or it helped them. And because I feel like that's really my motivation, because I want to show people that what my little motto, like on my business cards, on my blog, everything is, no matter what cards you've been dealt in life, you can still play a good hand. You can still win. And
I feel that.
That's my testimony. That's my story.
I feel that.
People, and I think that kind of goes back into play with the whole confidence thing, because for me it's hard as someone who wants to put out consistent content to, sometimes I have my moments where I literally have to call somebody and be like, hey, go look at my Instagram.
Yeah.
Does this look cocky?
Yeah.
Or does this look confident?
Yeah, it's a war. One, to keep yourself moving, consistently.
Yeah, because social media.
And then social media grows every day. And then secondly, you want to always make sure that when you're presenting yourself to the world, that you're stemming from who you really are, and not just
what looks good or what sounds good.
I'm selfish about it. It's more of like, this is who I really am.
Yeah.
And this is who I'm proud to show.
Yeah, because really it's, how does selflessness look?
Yeah.
When you're talking about something that's captured or posted on social media, what does that look like in 1 minute or in one picture? How can you really show that? I mean, when I first started doing photo shoots, it was really for me to build that confidence, and then it became useful, I guess, because I'm like, okay,
it gave you a platform
they'll look at the picture, that'll catch their attention at first, but then when they read the caption, that's when they'll really understand,
sink in
what I'm trying to say. So that's why I really try to make a lot of use of my captions versus just saying a verse from a song, or different things. And
something that
everybody doesn't read it. Even my friends will tell me, I don't read your captions, they too long. And I get it. And I know that.
But
so
one day somebody will come back.
Somebody will.
You don't want to rob.
And I think that's also a lesson in itself, understanding that your audience is not always your friends or the people that you're close to. those are not always the people who are going to benefit from what you're putting out.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like sometimes we get a little caught up in that, like, what will my friends think? But God is trying to expand your territory.
That makes sense.
So that person that you may not know, that happens to come across your page from who knows, a hashtag or
all that stuff,
whatever, reads it, and they are the ones who
might need that little moment of.
And you don't always get that confirmation when you want it.
Yeah.
It could come years later.
Down the line, but
I've had people tell me, I remember when you used to post stuff on Facebook, and it's funny to me because I barely ever post on Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've fasted from Facebook so many times that now I just don't.
I
even
just say
have
happy
the
birthday
urge.
and post pictures of my daughter. That's it. But
yeah.
I can feel that and understand. 3 things that came to mind when you were talking about being okay with posting things that you feel in your heart. One, read this quote today from Jim Carrey, and he said, when you get to the point where you can live freely and not let the concerns of others dictate what you do, then you're a dangerous person.
Right. Wow.
But it was more explicit, but that's the gist of what I took. And secondly, my mom, probably 3 Christmases before she passed, she gave me a card, and my mom would do this. She did this all through high school. She would buy us stuff. She would give us cards with scriptures, things we needed, and it was Psalms 1 through 6, and it said, when you get to the point in your life where you can live the way you're supposed to live, and you can live and be genuinely who you are, then you'll be free.
Right.
And I have that card on my refrigerator every day, and that's the reoccurring thought. And so now it's produced what I put right here on my podcast picture. Make the best of your life here and plant seeds that'll last a lifetime. So when you said you look back and want to make sure that your impact to your family and people around you or people you come in contact with will reassure you that you're successful. Those are the things that played out in my head, because that's the reoccurring thought. Every time I cut somebody's hair, of course I want them to keep coming back because that's money I make. But in all honesty, if I'm able to plant an impressionable seed from whatever interaction we have, that sparks some change in them that's purposeful for them, I feel like that's more fulfilling than making $50 on a haircut. Even though $50 haircuts are amazing, great. And of course I want to be known on Instagram, but at the end of the day, really I want to be known for being an impact and being able to inspire somebody else to be who they are, not to follow me and praise me for living in my purpose. I don't need that. I wake up fulfilled because I know I'm moving the way I'm supposed to move. But if they can say, hey, what you said and what you're doing, saying me sit back and reassess what I'm doing, and now I'm moving in my purpose, and I thank you for that. That's $1 million.
And that's all we really want, because we want everybody to win.
Yeah,
and we
you
want
should.
everybody to be able to be their authentic self.
Authentically, because it's more fulfilling. And stories like the chef, the reporter, and Kate Spade, who just had it all, and then one day said it's not enough. And left no signs.
We have a definition of what having it all is.
Yeah.
And money is not what keeps you from that jumping.
Doesn't keep you
cliff.
fulfilled. It's just access.
Right.
It's just access. It just gives you the entrance to things you wouldn't be able to get without it. Depending on how much you have, depends on how much access you get.
Right. And I think it's about being soul filled, because your pockets can be filled, but that
And
doesn't
your
mean your
soul
soul is filled.
Vacant.
And money can't do anything
Money
with your
cannot.
soul.
It cannot. But three things, and we can get ready to wrap up. First thing is, how do you keep yourself from not operating in the mindset of being cocky? What's your self-check?
I guess that's
if
easy
you have,
for me.
if you have that, what is your self-check?
I don't know if I've reached that level
Yeah.
of confidence that I need to self-check yet.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I have to really push myself, because there's a lot of things that I back down from because it looks cocky. You know, even with when it comes to certain, opportunities to create content with different people.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like it's going to make an impact,
Yeah.
be transparent enough, I won't do it. I have to back away from it.
Yeah.
And even me and my close friend / photographer / everything.
Yeah.
Right?
This lady over here.
Right.
She's very humble.
We've experienced that, even with creating content, like really having to step back and be like, okay, wait, because when you have a pretty dope filmmaker, it's easy to have something that's like, wow.
Yeah.
But I've even had moments where I had to be like, hey, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I need this to be transparent.
It needs to be
And that visual
genuine.
will not possess transparency.
It will not.
So, just being able to remember, like I said earlier, why you're doing it. It's not about me. It's not about me and making me look good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's about what people are able to get from it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's how I keep myself grounded and keep myself, humble, by remembering why I'm doing it and who gave me
The
this
gift to
purpose.
do it.
Right.
And the ability.
To live my purpose.
I agree with that completely. Now the stage that I'm at in my sole proprietorship, I always get the compliments. And to keep myself from messing up, because I believe if you become prideful, you'll humiliate yourself publicly. But if you remain humble, the exaltation will always come at its time. I constantly remind myself and tell my ego, man, sit down, because you really ain't nothing, and you ain't doing nothing.
Like Kendrick say, be humble.
Yeah, like, this is you. That, that poor barber that didn't know anything. This is you. And it can be you at any time. And sometimes I have to talk to myself off.
I talk to myself
I found myself operating in the manner of being egotistic. And it never worked out for me. And so now at this juncture, it's like, man, why am I really doing this? Is this going to benefit this person? Or the benefit for me?
Right.
And when I really sit back and reassess, like I've been saying, I don't have to be cocky. It's just, man, I'm just glad to do it.
Yeah.
And you're happy that I'm doing it for you.
Right.
So
there's no cockiness in purpose. I feel like those things just don't interfere.
It can be.
No. Because if there is cockiness, then you really have to sit down and reevaluate what
Is it really purpose?
Yeah, is it really purpose? Because sometimes we make up in our mind what purpose is.
Yeah.
But,
purpose sometimes, I feel like purpose is selflessness. It's not about you. It's about serving others.
Right.
And sometimes we say our purpose and destiny is what's going to benefit me. And this is not benefiting me because I'm helping somebody else. I'm trying to help me. but helping you, it gets you so far. You can become a millionaire and a billionaire and all these things, but it doesn't really bring fulfillment.
Right. Which is
And
the goal.
the goal is fulfillment. If you're in purpose,
Right.
and you find that if you're in purpose. The second question was, how do you incorporate a purpose-driven life every day? What's your definition of a good day, and how do you incorporate your purpose every day?
I think it's definitely one thing is practicing what you preach. I can talk all day about how to deal with things and how to approach things and how to stay positive and how to stay motivated.
Yeah.
But if I'm not doing those things for myself, how is that really a benefit? You know?
What's your positivity check then? Because
Honestly,
staying positive is a gift in itself.
it is.
'Cause
Honestly,
life
one
has
thing
a lot of
oh yeah.
head scratchers.
Yes. For one thing is God given. I can't take credit for it. Patience.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to have the gift of patience.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
Yeah.
Because before I can even see something negative, I have enough time and
Yeah.
patience to allow me to see the positive, to
Okay.
see the good in situations. I will say one thing I got into through my healing process was I make a lot of use of YouTube. I listen to a lot of sermons.
Who's your favorite
I
pastor,
have to
preacher?
say, as far as what I listen to on YouTube, like
Yeah.
every single day, pretty much, TD Jakes, because he has like these
realistic
little clips, you know, anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour and a half, you know, that I literally just let them just keep
Yeah.
playing.
And
I just
plant
let
the
them play.
seeds.
And even, you know, whenever I fast, every once in a while I fast from cable and Netflix
Yeah.
and all these different things, and that's what I do, you know, in that time. I listen to that.
I'm working on my fasting. I've done good on some things, but I know I can cut back on some other things. But
Honestly,
Continue.
I've never, just side note, I've never been able to fast so much with food.
yeah,
I did one time, I did a month with no meat. It didn't work for me.
nah, I don't.
But
Not that extreme.
I usually fast from the things that
Technology.
become habit
Yeah.
that I don't really desire to be a habit,
Yeah.
so that I can create new habits that are more beneficial
Yeah.
to my purpose.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't call it fasting. I would call it a hypebeast hiatus.
Right.
Because I'm a hypebeast. Like if something's new, I'm on it. But sometimes I take a hiatus back and be like, I'm not gonna listen to the new album because everybody's listening to it. I'm gonna
Right.
listen to this until I'm ready.
I can't
And that
tell you
keeps
about
myself-
nobody's
yeah.
album because I ain't listening
Yeah.
to no album.
So over time, it's like, oh, you heard that new? I'm like, no, I didn't even.
I don't even know what's going
I'm
on
still
in the world.
stuck on my old albums, 2013. So
Yeah. So
that's
but
my
that,
version of fasting.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's
Uh-huh.
my positive thing every day is
Yeah.
listening to sermons, TD Jakes, Michael Todd, Steve
Yeah.
Furtick, John Gray,
Yeah.
Pastor Keon from the Lighthouse. I
Yeah.
mean, I listen to a lot of different people. Of course, worship. For me, sometimes I literally just like I'm just still and I'm just listening and I'm just, you know, I have to make sure I have those moments to, not only are they uplifting, but they remind me of what I'm doing it for.
Yeah. There's so much beauty in silence. And I had to learn that the hard way. I had to forcibly remove a lot of things that I wanted to hold on
Distractions.
that was comfortable to really get my attention. And in that silence, I was able to start prioritizing some things. And I find myself now sitting silent. Like, I can drive 30 minutes from one destination to another. No radio, no nothing.
Me too.
And thoughts and ideas are occurring, and I'm able to clearly think some things through, because I feel like we bombard ourselves with so much distractions that we miss what we're supposed to be doing. So.
Right. We don't deal with our thoughts and our emotions and ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. But okay, last thing and we'll wrap up is the incorporation. How do you incorporate what your purpose is in your everyday life? And I guess you can talk about current projects and other things that you're doing, and we can wrap this up. I feel like it was a good, short, brief segment. For sure, I'm going to have to bring back the duo.
Yeah.
Once y'all get stuff finalized, I don't want to speak it all out. No, y'all
definitely.
Get stuff on paper.
We can't say when, but we'll be back.
Yeah, for sure. When the things line up, but yeah, we sure have it.
Incorporate. No, it's not my show. Incorporating my purpose. I feel like the more and more you start to do your purpose, the easier it is to incorporate your purpose.
Yeah.
Because your purpose becomes everything that you are. And it's I would say it's easy to do, but it's hard sometimes, just in this day and age with social media, being consistent, posting, all that kind of stuff. That's the hard part. But actually doing it is easy. When you're doing, what you feel like your purpose is.
Yeah, but it's a training period, and I feel like a lot of celebrities don't talk about the training process, the refining process that happens before you get the result. They just talk about it.
You just see the aftermath.
I did ABC and bam, it happened, and that's a lie.
Nobody's talking about those trying days. Nobody's talking about those days when you wake up and you just
feel motivated.
No.
And you're just exhausted emotionally.
And that's the thing, I feel like now at this, and I feel like it comes with wisdom, and we can't always expect that from celebrities, because we don't know if they're living their purpose. They're successful, but we don't know
if they're known for something they do,
living their purpose. You know what I mean? But for me, it's crazy, really. It really is crazy. It's trying to find the best way to say it.
Take your time.
It's about being able to, you have to understand why you're doing it. You have to know your why. I feel like people always say that, know your why. Because if you don't know your why,
then you're just doing a bunch of things. Right,
and it's how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to live in that purpose? It really will show in your work. It will show in your content. It will show in your consistency. And that's what separates a lot of people who think from people that do.
Yeah.
Because you have to really go to that place where it's not easy. It's so hard. And that's when you really figure out, fight. Is this what am I equipped?
Yeah,
or am I willing to really
fight, man? And
it's a spiritual fight.
Yeah.
It's really a test of your spirit and your faith and your trust in God and all that.
Dwelling. You're really wrestling with you. And when people talk about it, of course they want that to be the core of the theme of the talk, but I feel like it's missed in the talks about the actions and the prepared steps. Like, it's a big boy dance. It's doable,
Right.
but it's a big boy dance. I mean, I think back to one TED Talk I listened to. I think it was a TED Talk, but it was E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Yeah.
He did a 2-part segment on how bad do you want it. And the main thing he says is when you gotta be so hungry for success that it's as bad as you want air. And he gave the analogy of the young man and the girl, and he said you gotta want it as bad as bad as you were fighting for air. And I mean that is true, but it's so much underlying under that, so much other stuff that you need it in. You have to do. You gotta keep. It's a trial and error process to you find your niche. So I feel that, and I understand that. Anything else you wanted to tack onto that, or you can give your shout outs, talk about your projects, your duo, all that stuff.
But just to sum that up, I feel like, you know, for me, like I've been saying, it's really, for me, it's transparency. Because if I'm transparent, I'm able to document those moments.
Yeah.
Sometimes I may have a moment and I'm like, I'm not going to record today. I'm not going to do a live today. But then, you know, at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I am going to do one today because I need people to see that
the real me.
am right. What goes on behind the scenes, to understand that it's not easy, because I just feel like there's so much healing in that for people, especially for the young people. Like, I can't imagine being young in this day and age and seeing all this social media and perfection and facades. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But in order to break those facades and really dig deep, we need those people that can say, look, I know what it looks like, but let me show you what it's really like.
What it really is.
So that's just my goal, just to through all these different things, just to really inspire and be that little bit of light.
Yeah.
As much as I can be. So
you gotta understand, light in a dark room is very effective.
Yeah, it is. Because I had people that were my light, and so I can't do anything but thank God for them, you know, for God using them in ways they may not have even understood.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why I try to allow God to use me in everything I do. Poetry, blog, whatever. Like, use me in some way, shape, or form. I'm leaving me at the door.
Yeah.
And I walk in.
You're just a channel, a conduit. I can understand and respect that. But give your handles, your blog information.
Definitely.
I'm gonna drop it in the bio for people to hear. I thought this was a good nice little segment.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. YouTube, A Pretty Black, AYEE exclamation mark space Pretty Black all together. You know, that wasn't planned, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
It fits for you. No, it fits for you.
A Pretty Black on Instagram, A Pretty Black on Facebook. www.aprettyblack.com.
Oh, she got a website too.
But feel free to follow, feel free to DM, whatever. Like, don't come with foolishness now. No, but definitely. Like I said, I'm pretty transparent. I'm pretty calm, cool, chill person. I'm not gonna look at you like you're crazy if you see me somewhere.
But that's always been your demeanor, so
so
it's not a bad thing.
You know, always open for purposeful conversation. And stuff I'm working on, like we talked about it earlier, remaining consistent. I have a blog I've been launching and relaunching for years. Just relaunched for the third time my YouTube channel after 9 years, and we just shot by Tide Simlet.
Tide Tims, the one
Put that plug in there.
That's the next
just
great,
posted it to YouTube this week, so check that out. First video, many more to come. We just kind of
put our
schedule together, so we trying to.
She's a dope
Yes.
content artist.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No. I don't hold my tongue when it comes to that one. I'm like,
hey, can I get a snippet of this so I can post it tonight?
You need to know.
No, just like a snippet. But I'm not gonna post this until later. Even though it's recording. Alright, that'll work.
But yeah, definitely don't hesitate when it comes to promoting that one there.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a long. Well, we really didn't know each other that well in high school. We kind of met randomly.
Yeah.
I had a business launch. She came. We touched bases. We were, hitting up some events. Women's empowerment events and stuff like that, and.
It just all
life
out.
happened, and we came back together for a few years after, and it just worked out.
That's the crazy thing. Even for us, like, we've known each other, but just like, hey, how you doing? Good, great, but
and that's the good thing about social media too.
Over time,
that's that one little good thing that we hold on to, the network and being able to keep in contact with people, because God forbid social media go away tomorrow.
I mean,
all those people that you
had ties with.
If you don't have their phone numbers and their emails, you're out of luck, right? So it's amazing how things work, and like I said, I'm blessed to have her not only as a friend, a business partner, and also to collaborate and make great content. But we have some things coming up.
Be on the lookout.
So I'm actually performing at the Salawat Saint 3 production. Salawat Saint is a local poet. He's performed on many platforms. Teamed up with him in January for this production, so it's going to be on August 4th at the Midtown Arts Center from 7 to 10. So definitely
check that out.
Yeah, tickets.
Check my calendar.
You can get I have the link for the tickets on my Instagram. So anybody welcome to come. It's gonna be a dope show.
I'm gonna put that in my bio.
A lot of dope poets are coming out. So
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, guys, appreciate you listening.
Definitely.
Sorry for the brief hiatus. Life happens.
Yes. But we thank God for the comeback, right?
We thank God for the consistency.
A setback is always a major comeback.
No matter how brief it is. But guys, remember, follow me on the gram at Joe's Interlude. Get ready. We got a website coming up.
Yes.
We got a lot of new content. I'm gonna have a lot of great segments that I want you guys to be ready for, and always, it's for you to embrace you and to help you out and inspire you like it's inspiring me. So,
and me as well.
Yeah. As always, guys, I want you to stay prosperous and succeed, all those good things, and just be on the lookout. So, one love. Appreciate it.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.